Hey, I really want to do a really loud Ric Flair woo, but I don't want to blow the audio out. So, crypto family, what is going on? Our friends and family, Sin City Crypto community members, how you guys doing? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I am one of your co-hosts. We're coming at you live from our studio in the heart of it's still really hot Las Vegas, Nevada, with our daily, only on the weekdays, live shows. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer, nothing that anyone says on this channel should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here's Sin City Crypto. We don't just do live streams. We also tweet. We also put up YouTube shorts. And we do content-specific videos as well. And the only way you're going to know that we post those videos is, one, if you keep hitting the refresh page on the YouTube channel, but two, hitting the notification bell. So if you'd like to help us out and help yourself out and not miss any content, hit the notification bell. Also, please, like the video.
You know how long it took him to make that?
You know what's funny is I didn't tell David I was doing it, and I was making it, and he was like, what the hell are you doing over there? And I had like poster board and scissors.
An hour and a half later. An hour and a half later.
And then if you are new and you happen to find us, do us a favor, like the video. We do got a few new people. We did get a nice generous shout out from BitBoy today. So we saw that we got a few new subscribers. So if you're new here, make sure you say hello in the chat so we can drop a hola for you. If you're not familiar with why the hell I say that is, well, I actually don't know why I say that, but we like to say hola and welcome the new members of our community. So we got Savas. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we got Calvin. Hola! Welcome. And yeah, that rounds it up. Okay, so real quick, roll call. So first in the chat today, Strictly Sports.
It's Steph Curry.
Steph Curry,
please. Just look at
Anyways,
look at his.
Everybody, let's get a round of applause to Steph Curry for being first in the chat today. That's right. Man, he's got a gift.
My man.
He probably has a notification bell checked. That would be my assumption. That's the only way you're going to know. That's the only way you're going to be first up in here.
It's a key metric for us. What is it called again?
It's called the notification bell check metric. So
thank you.
Definitely lacking on that department. Now we also got Broke Yoshi up in here, HP, Mervin, Mr. Tech, Andre, Nordy, HP, and we got Tox, Marky Mark, Sir Babe, Sean with the new logo.
Why you loud? You gonna skip over my boy?
My boy, why you loud? Gang! And then we got Bullish Kenny G, Patricio, Fino, and who else we got?
Big Chili?
Big Chili Willie up in the house too.
Did you say Andre?
I think I did.
You did.
Andre, if I didn't, another one. You know my cousin's name's Andre.
That's a good
Kind
name.
of like my brother.
Your brother's Andre too?
No, I'm saying he's such a close cousin. He's like
pretty much
like,
a brother.
Yeah, he's like pretty much
one of those things.
Yeah, he's one of my homies.
Also, a big special shout out to Ben from BitBoy. Just like yesterday, you know, we talked about money makes you more of what you already are. Same thing comes when you have a platform. You can either use your platform to lift others up, or you can use them to push them down. And obviously, Ben has showed time to time he uses his platform to lift up the right people. So we appreciate you, Ben. We look forward to visiting you in the next few weeks. So thank you.
And we also got Crypto Creep here. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
Been here before.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hola again, my dude.
Crypto. You know, before you get into something, I want to share a tweet, okay? I'll pull up my laptop. So yesterday, obviously, you know, the news of Jed McCaleb finally dumped his entire holdings of XRP. And this was tweeted out. And Peter Brandt, who was a traditional money Wall Street man, tweeted and said, just goes to show that even garbage can make a person a billionaire. Even garbage can make a person a billionaire. So he's essentially insinuating XRP is garbage. I've been on air. The only hate I've given XRP was it's not something that excites me. This was months ago. Not something that excites me, not something I want to hold long term, especially with the dark cloud hanging over its head. But a month ago, I was getting ready to do an XRP deep dive and we put those on hold. And let me tell you, what I found, what they're doing with their XRP ledger, NFTs, different countries, far from garbage. You agree, Robin?
Absolutely. You know, I always think of garbage, brings me back to The Sopranos. And so in The Sopranos, the mob's
didn't that one guy die from Sopranos?
The parent company. So the company that they like basically laundered all their money at, the front was a trash company. And so I always thought, I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of money in trash because everybody produces trash, man. If you're gonna start a business, you're going to the trash or you're going to mattresses.
You would,
because everybody needs a mattress. Everybody generates trash.
What is wrong with you, man? What is
here at Sin City Crypto? We also generate trash. A lot of it. You guys, man. You know, I'm always bullish. The most bullish is when I wear the Squirrel Elvis t-shirt. That's when you know. That's a pretty cool shirt. You know things are getting real, bro. Things are getting real. That's all I'm saying.
That's pretty cool. All right, Robin, let's not waste any time. And let's get right into our crypto markets, our market watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold on. Before we get into the markets.
Okay.
Bitcoin crossed 24,000 today. I looked down on my phone,
but now
we hit 24K. No, you know what that means? Bull market's back, baby. Let's go. Got the bull horns on, bro. The bull market is back, baby.
Terry from Tennessee, welcome in.
Terry, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Met this lady in Tennessee. I can't finish the rest.
All right.
We'll get canceled. But we're, by the way, if you're watching after the fact, we will have timestamps for you. In our market watch, we're going to be doing some TA on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polygon Matic, among other things. So, Robin, take us off.
All right. So let's get into the top 10 tokens out here. So we got Bitcoin. What? Look at that. Look at that. Bitcoin over 24,000. And it doesn't aggregate the numbers directly from CoinMarketCap. So CoinMarketCap might be a little off, but we've been up and down in between 24,000, 23,500. Ethereum almost at $1,600. So a lot of movement into the green direction here. And so, are you feeling bullish? Or are you feeling bearish?
It depends. Like from a chart perspective, it depends. So, we posted it on Twitter yesterday, and we talked about this yesterday. And so, if you want to pull up my laptop real quick, Rocco. So, this is the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. And, you know, it printed a massive bear flag. You see a nice big move to the downside, followed by a uptrending channel. And what these typically do is they break to the downside. Well, this one broke to the upside, but what we're seeing now is a retest of this top trend line. So what I want to see is after this red candle, so in the next 2 hours and 15 minutes, I either want to see a red candle that doesn't cross below or close below this blue line, which would be right around 23,200. Or I want to see a nice big green candle. So we see it bounce off this trend line. If that happens, then I will be bullish. But if it comes back into the pattern, kind of like Ethereum did, but on the flip side, then I'll be bearish. And then we're going back down to under 20K. But we'll see. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen?
I think I need to give a hola to my big boy Roy over here. Hola! Welcome to City Crypto. You know, this is a very interesting channel, a little more interesting than our own channel, actually, because I'm just wondering, all right, is this a psych out or a real breakout? I mean,
well, the volume is there. Okay,
volume is there.
Volume is there. Sentiment is okay, but you got to remember. Speaking like from a macro perspective, and we'll get more into macro here, Robin will in the next few minutes, but from a macro perspective, anytime we've had CPI numbers come out 2-3 days later, the FOMC meeting happens. So the markets will literally, as soon as a number comes out, they'll start pricing that in. Well, here, this time, we have a 2-week gap. So a lot of people, a lot of traders are saying, and I'm on this side as well, that the markets haven't priced in the next rate hike yet. Will it be 75? Will it be 100? For me, if we see this week close in the green significantly, and significantly when you talk about stock market, I mean anywhere between 5 to 8%, then I think we'll see 100 basis points. Because what you got to remember, right? Why do people do things? You got to think, why? What's the reason behind it? Why is the Fed wanting to raise interest rates and contract the economy? If they're raising interest rates in hopes of contracting the economy, but the stock market is still gaining 4 to 5% every single week, it defeats its purpose. So what you might see, if we see a green week in the stock market, you might see the Fed come out and just punch us in the nose and just do a 100 basis point hike, just say, hey, we are serious about this, but time will tell. And so that's happening on the 27th. So next week, so we'll see. What I believe will happen is we'll see green through the rest of the week.
Also, I know you mentioned next week, but don't forget, man, you also have the interest rate hike announcement coming in tomorrow as well for the European Union. And so concerning there, also, you know what else happens tomorrow? I'm actually going to talk about it here in a moment, is the supposed reopening of was it the Nordic pipeline?
The Nord Stream.
Nord Stream. And so we're on pins and needles, or at least the citizens of Germany are on pins and needles to see if they're going to turn on the pipeline, which was closed for routine annual maintenance. And so I don't know, man. It's kind of worrisome, don't you think?
Oh, 100%. And I know you got an article you're going to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So taking a look. So the rest of the market, I know the colors on these percentages aren't flipping a little unsynced. We're trying to bring in new graphics, so we're still trying to work out the kinks.
What flipped?
Yeah. But anyways, so this is a little bit more up to date now. 23.6, still over 1,500. Do you think ETH will get to 2K? We talked about this yesterday, and I know someone mentioned it in the chat. I do think it'll go over 2K. I don't see it hitting, say, 20. I think 23 will probably be the cap, because I just don't think, I think this bounce that we have in crypto is exactly that. It's a bounce and revert back down to the mean. But
23, I don't know, man. We got a lot of resistance at 1,800.
At 1,800?
Yeah.
On Bitcoin?
On ETH. We're talking ETH, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about ETH.
Yeah.
I'm saying that with the price of Bitcoin dropping, or just, you know, cryptocurrency in general, with crypto dropping, I could see, you know, I just don't see us crossing 2,000 right now.
No.
Not in the next couple of weeks. What I think will happen, this is what I think will happen. I think Bitcoin will pull back. It'll hang out at 16, 17, 18,000. I think ETH will pull back down to 11, 1,200. Then we'll hang out there for a couple weeks. And then I think we'll have another rally. Bitcoin will be back up over 20K. ETH will rally even harder, bounce even harder. And then you're going to see $2,200 Ethereum. And then that's going to be the local top. Buy the rumor, sell the news. People will sell out right before the ETH merge goes live. Same thing that happened to Cardano.
You think so?
And then, I think we'll find, I think ETH will settle in around $1,600, $1,700 after the. And then.
And here's a very common misconception is people fear that once they go to they merge with the Beacon chain and there's essentially like officially proof of stake, all the people that stake their ETH are going to get it unlocked and just dump on the market. That's not true. There's a schedule of their coins being unstaked and how much they can sell into the market. And they won't even have access to it for another 6 months. So that sell pressure won't be there. Also, sell pressure from minor overhead expenses won't be there. So imagine all the money miners are spending on GPU power to mine Bitcoin and to mine Ethereum, getting that Ethereum as a reward, and in turn having to sell some to be able to pay for that overhead that I just described. That won't be there anymore. Also, the inflation is going to go down from 4.5% to under 0.25%. So from 14,000 ETH a day, flooding the market, you're going to go down all the way to 700. So
what I was kind of talking about was more in reference, and it's all about like the short-term price targets for me. Now the merge I think it's going to underperform what people's expectations are, because I think people's expectations are unrealistic, because we've been talking about this merge. We've been talking about Ethereum going to proof of stake for quite some time here now. Essentially since 2015, I think it was when it was first kind of discussed and on the horizon. And lo and behold, it was 7 years later. And so I think people are like, finally it's here. And it's not going to be that dramatic. Essentially, just to break it down, it goes from proof of work to proof of stake. So it's all about the mining, the validation, rewards. That's really just the kind of back end stuff. So yeah. Also, a quick shout out to Antonio. Hola, welcome to Crypto. So yeah, a lot of what's gonna happen with the ETH merge is that I think people are gonna think it's gonna get faster, it's gonna be cheaper, it's gonna be more efficient. And the thing is the block time to finality, or in the time it takes to process blocks, does increase by about 10%. So theoretically, you can process more transactions within a 24-hour period, 10% more. So it should alleviate a little bit of gas fees, nothing dramatic. But with that said, I mean, the gas fees are coming in under about $10 lately. Now, no, volume's up, so I doubt it's there right now. But if we look back last week, I was executing ETH transactions for $6, $7, $4.
I had one for like 18 cents.
Oh, well. That's because, in case you guys don't know,
it was a token swap, though.
David is literally at 3:30 in the morning. He's like, "This is the best time for gas fees," and I'm like, "Get your ass to sleep so you can come in here and be rested for the show."
I was swapping tokens for my MetaMask, and it was like 12 cents, man. That was
also, Crypto Whelp. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Yes.
Also, we're at 45 viewers in the chat. So if you're new here, when we break new all-time highs in viewership here, we like to celebrate and have a Vegas party. And we do what Vegas does best. One, we have a cryptocurrency show. Two, we open up a nightclub. So you get to see David's amazing dance moves. So today's club limit is at 60. So once we cross 60 viewers in the chat, we'll open up the club.
Yeah.
So one last thing. Let's take one more peek at the top 10 here. Obviously, if you're looking at our top 10 chart, we do exclude the stable coins. We don't feel like those are you don't really care. You know what I mean? There's no we
only care if they're.
We're only going to give you the information you're here to look at, and you're not here to know what the price of $1 stablecoin is, right? And so, you're laughing at
Robert Salazar. Sorry.
He's been here before.
Yeah. Robert's been.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So,
he's been here.
anything else stand out here? Polygon bigger retracement down 8%. Solana down 6%. Obviously Matic had a significant pullback. It had a big run up. It went up. Was it 60% in the last week? So you know what? Actually, I'm going to pull up the Polygon chart here.
Actually, I have the Polygon.
Okay, right here. Yeah, give us a little
Polygon love here.
A little Polygon love. We love Polygon.
We love Polygon. All right, so
before it had its big run up, you could not get this channel to shut up about Polygon.
True. And
if you were listening to us and piggybacking our information down,
which is not financial advice,
with your own research, which is where I was getting at. You would have probably got in on Polygon when it was like 30 cents. What was Polygon at right now?
A month ago. If you would have gotten in a month ago, you're sitting at a 205%.
We were pumping this thing before it even had its big run up.
30 cents, yeah.
Yeah, 30 cents, 20 cents.
So a few lines. So this is the 4-hour chart on Polygon. A few lines. So the blue line here is just a downtrending trend line I drew from December of last year. The overall, I would say more on a macro scale, this yellow line, this horizontal line, is sitting at right under 88 cents. This is my level of support and resistance that I'm looking at. You could see here back in April of last year, resistance blew right past it, made an all-time high. And then back in July of last year, dipped under it and then came back up, and we almost touched back here. So for me, this is a big line. And when you talk about trading and scalping profits and getting in and out, entry point, exit point, you want to get in at key levels of support and resistance. We came down here, right? This is from 2 days ago.
The green line is the 200-week moving average?
Green line is the 21-week moving average. Yes. So we essentially met resistance at the 21-week moving average, which is just right at $1. And we consolidated right around this 87-cent mark, and now we've crossed under it. And what I want to do is just to say, hey, if we were to take profits or we want to wait to get back into Matic, where should we get in? What I like to use is Crypto Stackers Pro. If you're not familiar with the platform, a gentleman by the name of Forrest, one of the best TA experts in the game. He joins our show every single Friday for a special market analysis. So make sure you check him out. Also, check out his YouTube channel. But this essentially, he created this by himself on his own. And so he has several indicators here. The one I have on here for Polygon is the sunset levels. This measures risk to reward in relation to a local top and a local bottom. So the local bottom I picked was the bottom on June 17th. And the local top I picked was right around $1.15 that we put in May of this year. And you can see just how accurate this is. When we got up to the 3-to-1 short level, we saw resistance. Came back down. We're currently, now the candle isn't done printing yet. This is these are daily candles. But we are currently sitting under the 2-to-1 short level. So if I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, when do I get back in? I'd be eyeing two levels. First level I'd be eyeing is 74 cents. This is our 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And if we keep going under, the next level I'm looking at is the 2-to-1, which is 60 cents. Because outside of that, if we break this resistance here, or if we break the support here at 88 cents, there's no really clear-cut support. You can say maybe 71 cents. You can say maybe 78 cents. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to wait for 74 cents. So as far as Polygon Matic, that's what I'd recommend. Of course, this is not financial advice, but just kind of sharing my thoughts. What do you think, Robin? You think we're going to get down to 74 cents?
Right, 86. Yeah, for sure. I do think we got the 6% pullback is small compared to where it's gonna be, I think. So let's see here. Yeah, because we were up. Let me take a quick look at Polygon's still up 48% for the week. And so I still think it has a lot more drawback in store. And then taking a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. So we got, we're printing a 31 on the Fear and Greed Index right now, up a little bit from yesterday. So we love to take a look at this metric. It is historically tracked best times to enter and exit the market. So if you were simply to dollar cost average and turn that on when you get into the extreme fear and dollar cost average on the extreme greed side, you would do pretty well. And you know, we actually climbed out of the extreme fear side there, David. Now we're just in fear. So the sentiment's starting to return into the market, and people are feeling a little bit more comfortable with the HODL mentality and the dollar cost average. So looking good for crypto space. But where are we at on the global front? So as we mentioned, a lot of things coming down the pipeline, pun intended, this week. So one
funny but not funny.
So we're pretty flat right now. I don't think we're going to see, even with the European interest rate, even if that comes in a lot higher than we would like. I do.
They're
think,
talking about 25 basis points, correct?
Yeah, but there's now rumors of a 50 basis point. So I think if it comes in at 50, you're going to see a big pull down in the European markets, which might translate to a red day for us here in the States. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think we're going to see too much movement out of the markets until the federal, the Fed interest rate announcement, which is on the 27th. We do have the calendar here. I know it is. I know it's on the 27th. So these are the big dates. So 27th. What day of the week is that next week?
That is.
Oh, it's a week from today. So yeah. So Wednesday next week. And then tomorrow is the European. Also, tomorrow we have the Bank of Japan with interest rates. So just a couple things to keep an eye out for. But what we're really looking at is this right here. So Russia's pipeline and also websites ads all over the place. So Russia's Gazprom. So this is the parent company that operates the pipeline. So if you're not familiar and you've been disconnected from the global political news and information and what's going on, the pipeline that connects natural gas from Russia to Europe, particularly Germany, has been closed due to maintenance. And with all of the sanctions and the mess that's going on over in Europe with the Ukraine-Russia situation, all these sanctions have been levied. Europe has been like, yeah, we ain't trading with you, we ain't doing this, but they're still buying gas. And now Russia has halted gas, but it's expected to turn back on tomorrow, or is it? So now Russia's Gazprom has told customers in Europe it cannot guarantee gas supplies because of extraordinary circumstances, according to a letter seen by Reuters, upping the ante in the economic tit for tat with the West over the Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. So this was dated on the 14th, so about a week ago. And
they retroactively did a force majeure, or however you pronounce it. And what that essentially means, it has another word. It's called the act of God. It's called the act of God. So essentially, when you have a binding contract, which the EU has with Russia, with the oil, right, and the gas, there's a clause, the act of God clause, which is the force majeure, again, however you pronounce it, that says if circumstances are out of their control that can affect it, they can essentially absolve themselves of meeting the criteria of the contract, which is what they're saying, which is what I said would probably happen on Monday.
Here's the question.
What?
Is Putin God? Because if this act of God caused this, it ain't an act of God. It's your boy Putin over here. Just Putin on everything, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So
we give my boy Tree City
all right, so Tree City and Enzo. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. So yeah, man. So it sounds like they're doing what was feared in with this pipeline thing. And so they turned the pipeline off for scheduled maintenance. It doesn't look like they're going to turn it back on, or at least
that would be catastrophic.
You know, it's so grave of a situation that you've heard the rumors like, hey, if they go out, they're going to have to ration out basically fuel. So you're only going to get an allotment of energy to supply your home for heating and cooking. But here's the crazy part. Listen to this. So yeah, but what are they going to do to supplement the energy? One, they're going to turn on their coal power plants again, right? So that's obviously not exactly favorable. You're using an older, kind of outdated energy source, right?
I mean, but when you're stuck in a rock and a hard place, what are you supposed to do?
Now that's to be expected, right? And I'm not surprised. I mean, when you're between a rock and a hard place, you're gonna, obviously turn on the coal plants. But they are straight up talking about burning wood, like the power plants, like literally cutting down trees and just burning wood. That's crazy. Like, we're going back to the Stone Ages, bro. You're talking about rationing energy. So you're basically telling your citizens, hey, You can only use your gas stove for all of 10 minutes. And I'm not trying to be funny here, but I don't know what the ramifications are, but that essentially it will be in some form of constraints to how much gas you can physically use, or maybe they just cut you off entirely. And
I mean, you're talking about hot showers, hot water, cooking, heat in the winter in Europe. I mean, imagine if you're a country in the north, if you're a Scandinavian country.
Or what about the grid? You know what I mean? Like, what about the street lamps and the power for the cities? You know, because if it comes to, you know, are they going to only, you know, if it comes to an extreme to where the summer starts, because the summer in Europe right now, it's blazing hot. So if there's ever a time that you need energy,
airport tarmacs that are melting. Did you see that?
Yeah, in Great Britain, in England, they are straight up frying like fish and chips right now.
No, seriously.
And you know, it's kind of scary, man. I don't know what it was, like 42 degrees Celsius. What is that, Rocco? Is that hot?
It's hot.
Compared to Vegas, like what's 42 degrees? Is that?
It's good. It is about 100 degrees. Yeah. 42, it should be around that.
Yeah, they also got humidity too, man. So
will you give my friend Liquidation a shout out?
Liquidation. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
Speaking of liquidation, there's a lot of liquidation stores in Vegas. Have you ever shopped at one?
I've grown up past that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm bougie, but your boy, I'm not going out and buying my electronics at a pawn shop. I'm not shopping for underwear at Dollar General. I'm not going to a liquidation store. Okay,
why?
Let me tell you something.
Listen,
okay, you know what? I got a story for you, bro. I got a story for you.
Oh,
I got a story for you.
Well, the new members, I'm sorry.
Sorry. But your boy needed some gym shorts, right? And so I was like, where am I gonna buy some gym? And honestly, I am a little cheap. And I don't want to spend gym shorts. You can't spend a lot of money on gym shorts. And you, of all people, should know this, David, because you have nothing but gym shorts in your
Says the guy who has nothing but ugly ass Raiders gear. Continue.
Right now. I'm wearing the squirrel shirt right now.
Okay, one day out of the month.
So, you know, I needed some gym shorts. And so I ain't trying to overpay for those. I'm sorry. I'm not paying $30, $40, $50 for some gym shorts. So I'm like, here we go to Walmart. And like the last place I ever want to go into is Walmart. And I pull up into Walmart. And then I'm like, and then I see Ross next door. I'm like, okay, Ross is better.
Ross is legit.
Yeah, Ross is better. You know, discount clothes. If you're gonna buy some gym shorts, definitely Ross is the place to go. Like that's literally like that's what they do. Gym shorts and like
they have really good food there too, like candy.
At Ross.
Mm-hmm.
The candy at Ross has literally probably been in a warehouse for 2 years before they mail it out to you.
He's still alive. I heard some people bought uranium, plutonium, but
and
no
then
candy.
So then they had a clothing store. I forget the name of it, but it was next door and it was going out of sale. It was like closing. It was like liquidation. Everything's on sale. So I actually walked in there. And it looked like a straight nightmare. And I was like, I can't do this. I just walked out. Got my shorts at Ross, though. 3 pairs. Very happy.
Wow, Robin, thank you for bringing so much value to us with that story.
Also,
that was amazing.
You know who else brings value? Crypto Stackers. He's up in the chat, too. So
what's up,
Forrest? All right. So getting back into UK. So the UK inflation hits a new 40-year high. So not only is the temperatures high over in UK right now, but so is the inflation, 9.4%, man. So we're over here.
Okay. Just real quick. Do we all agree? And I'm not just saying me, Robin, Rocco, but our community, everyone watching. Do we all agree that real inflation is in the double digits?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Inflation impacts different people, different demographics. So basically we've seen the price of rent and cars absolutely skyrocket. If you look at the price of a 2-bedroom apartment in 2019 compared to the price of a 2-bedroom apartment now, substantially higher. Same thing can be said for the price of a new home. And so that is the baseline cost, the biggest expenditure for your median to low income individual. So if you're making the median salary of $50,000 a year, how the hell are you supposed to pay $1,500 a month in rent? How are you supposed to afford a $2,500 mortgage? And so mathematically, it makes no sense.
Right.
And so you're seeing your rent go up. You're seeing your purchasing power when in the housing sector go down. And so you're struggling to survive because your biggest bill, if you make $50,000 a year, your biggest expense is your house and is your car. So 9% inflation, that ain't real.
That's not.
That's an average with rich people, because if you make $500,000 a year, you're not spending 25% of your income on your home and car.
Correct.
I mean, you could be if you're a baller and you just want to irresponsibly spend money on your home and car. But generally speaking, those people aren't hit as hard. And I also think that these individuals that are making those salaries generally are sitting in high profile positions in big companies. And this inflation is basically just at face value, it's simply, we just quadrupled 5 times the money supply in the course of 2.5 years. Quadrupled 5 times the money supply in the last 2.5 years.
Quadrupled 5 times.
And that money, was dished out to the populace, and then it got funneled into corporate America. And so then the people that straight made out like bandits was the CEOs, the execs, the board members.
But here's the problem.
The district managers.
Here's the problem. It was CEOs and execs of companies that didn't necessarily need the sales, need the money. They made such a giant mistake giving people, and this is the ideal, perfect example of why there is no such thing as free money. We are literally paying for it right now, but on a global scale, right? Because what the decisions our federal government and the Fed makes here in the US impacts the entire world. I mean, you see an entire country just completely collapsing in Sri Lanka.
All right, so you brought up a good point here, and I got a chart to back this up. So you say 9% ain't real, right?
Hell no.
And I say
hell no.
Your biggest expenditure is your home, right?
Agreed.
Now, here's a chart. Pull it up. This chart here, do you know what this signifies? This is the real price of a home, and the blue line is compared to inflation. So this is this interactive chart shows real inflation adjusted price. So they're factoring in your 9%. So if you're factoring in the inflation, then this is what the price of the house really is when you factor in inflation. So the median price of a home right now, $230,000. And so not only
that was in the month of June, though.
Yeah.
It'll be higher.
And the thing is you know, they're subtracting inflation, because I think the median price was almost $500,000, right? It's at one point.
Yeah.
And so they're factoring in inflation. So this is literally like you're taking away the inflation rise, and then you're factoring that into the price of the home. And so you're seeing that, yes, CPI is up, but the price of a house is up way more than the CPI is in the form of percentages. And also here now there's also some direct correlation to this. So you have mortgage demand drops to a 22-year low as higher interest rates and inflation crush home buyers.
I mean, this is like so obvious.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to be an economist or a real estate
we're gonna
agent.
throw another 1%. I'm telling you, the Fed is dropping a percent.
You think they're dropping
like
one?
I'm talking about like the Rock Dwayne Johnson drop an elbow 1% right up on this thing, bro, right on the economy. And so, yeah.
But okay, let me ask you this question. So we already know the Fed's going to continue to raise interest rates, right? Do you think it'll still spook the markets?
Yeah.
You think so?
Here's the thing.
How can something spook you if you're already expecting it?
Okay, it's not spooked the markets I think people realize the interest rate hike is coming, and there's a little bit of a difference. And you know, we hear in the crypto world, in the crypto sphere, we have this idea that the price of a token is essentially what it trades for, right? You take all the exchanges that Bitcoin's on, take every single exchange, you see what it's buying for and what it's selling for, and then you average it out and you get the price of Bitcoin. You do that with every single token. That's how you get the price of a cryptocurrency. Right? Very simple. However, when it comes to stocks, when it comes to Wall Street, it's a little different. These prices are literally they come from the profit and loss. And yes, if there's a rally in the purchasing and people are going out and there's a ton of buy or sell pressure, it will move the price of a stock. But the stock is a representation of the company. And if the company is generating less revenue because people are spending less money because we're in the middle of a recession and you have no ability to expand because you can't borrow money because of the interest rate, and the loans that you currently have are now more expensive because you had adjustable rates. And if your business model is at all tied to the hip to the housing sector, which we can see going down, the market will go down. It doesn't matter if you have a bunch of people willing to dump money into the stock market. If a company's profit and loss margin is unfavorable, it doesn't matter. And that's where we're going. And that's what the Fed is doing. And so we're in a situation where, yeah, here in crypto land, hey, if Bitcoin's dumping, but you get enough whales in there buying, cool, it'll pump up the price. But if Tesla sells 20% less cars next quarter, that price is going to tank because they're generating less money. And this is a business model where the securities, where the stocks represent the productivity of the company.
But it's also so behind stock, and I'm going to halfway disagree with you. Stocks are traded the same way crypto's traded. It's worth what someone is willing to pay. Now, where my idea cross intersects with yours is in the world of stock market and equities, people pay more attention to fundamentals. In crypto market, if I were to say TA versus FA, I would say 85% technical analysis and 15% fundamentals.
But the price that it trades for due to volume and people just overbuying and overselling
is based on
that is short term. That is short term. And so if I were to tell you, David, hey, the price of Bitcoin, the quarterly reports came out, price of Bitcoin, I know it sounds a little weird, but the price of Bitcoin
Who's issuing these quarterly
will be 15,000. And with damn near certainty, you know that they're going to generate less, there's going to be less productivity, there's going to be less people using it, and you're certain that the price of Bitcoin is going to be 15,000. And let's just say you're sitting on 10 Bitcoin. Logically, you would sell it and then buy it back in at 15,000, right?
That's a bet. Are you trying to compare it to like stocks?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When a company underperforms, there is a ton of sell pressure. That's where I'm getting at. And in turn,
because there's more weight put on fundamental.
Well, also you got to think that a company can straight do that too. So a company will sell their own shares. They'll get less investment.
But they also buy back their own shares too.
They absolutely will.
It's very similar, but there's so many more intricacies.
But what I'm saying is that regardless of what people want to do when they buy and sell, if a company is underperforming, stock prices go down. And you know what? The Fed interest rate hike is taking steam out of the market. It's taking buying power out of the market.
I mean,
this is all lagging. That's the thing. You printed 5 times the amount of money. You didn't see inflation for a year. You raise interest rates, and people are like, well, we raised interest rates from 0 to 1.5. Literally 2 months ago. 2 months ago. It's only been 2 months. And people are like, well, the economy's still doing good. Like, it hasn't played through. It takes 3 months to close on a house. Like, you have not seen the implications of this interest rate hike yet. It is coming. It is on the horizon. And it's only going to get worse because they're going to ramp it up a whole other percent, man. So you better be careful. Be careful. We had somebody new in the chat. I got hyped up. I couldn't say voice crypto. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Now, that's all I got, man. Your boy amped up.
What was the 1%? 1%.
Crank it up, bro. You know what I'm thinking when I crank stuff up? I'm thinking about the toaster oven. You know, when you're like, hit that knob, bro.
Did you know that on the toaster, like on a toaster, the knobs represent minutes? I didn't know that.
Yeah, what is it like?
I thought it was a level.
He's like 10 is the sun. No. One is a heat lamp.
I thought it was a level of toastiness. 1 toasty, 2 toasty, 3 toasty.
You know, this guy over here, man.
Yes. All right.
He's like, guys, got this revolutionary thing on the microwave. When you hit 2, it's not a. All right, Rocco. It's not a level of power. It's the time that it cooks.
Focus on me. Hot take. Let's go.
It's hot.
All right. So let's look at a brief article so you can get some context, and then we will talk about the hot take. So investors no longer see crypto as a viable long-term wealth creator. A new study suggests the respondents of a survey on Americans' preferred long-term investments for collecting wealth had their say on their choices, and crypto came out bottom. Only 6% of the over 1,000 people who participated in the study chose crypto, which is a significant drop from the 92% who did so in 2021. Who the hell are they polling? They ain't polling smart money. They're probably polling all these, we call them Bitcoin tourists. Anyways, regardless.
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say Bitcoin turds.
Well, that too. Real estate remains tops with American investors. We asked, for money you would need for more than 10 years, which one of the following do you think would be the best way to invest money? This is what their portfolios would look like or what they'd invest in. Real estate, stock market, followed by cash, followed by gold, followed by bonds, and then finally, coming in at 6%, Bitcoin and crypto. So, the question I'm going to pose is as follows. Robin and David, what do your 10-year portfolios look like? Taking into account these right here, real estate, stock market, cash, gold, bonds, and crypto. What do yours look like? Robin, I'm going to let you go first. You keep it on my laptop, Rocco. Robin, explain your portfolio.
I got this little breakdown here. Boy,
wow.
If this was a pie, obviously the biggest slice, biggest piece of the pizza is your boy Bitcoin. 70%. I ain't playing around, man. And
Bitcoin or all crypto? I know it says crypto Bitcoin, but
yeah. Well, yeah, a mixture of the two.
Okay.
I'm actually probably more or less around 50-50 on my crypto. I haven't looked at my my allocation as far as percentages wise lately in my breakdown, but anyways, I'd say I'm pretty close to 50-50.
Okay.
Anyways, so 70% Bitcoin. Gotta have a little real estate.
10%, huh?
Yeah, I have my own personal house. I got one other property, so I'm not like over here getting cray. I don't have time to be managing other properties. So for that reason alone, I'm not discounting the value of real estate. I think it's a great hedge against inflation. I think there's less volatility in the real estate market in comparison to others. Even gold. I think there's a bigger upside compared to gold. But with that said, gold market doesn't crash the way real estate does, so I like to hedge that bet as well. So I do have a little bit of gold exposure and stock market as well. I used to be really deep in the stock market. This used to be 70% of my portfolio, if not 80 or 90. And as the crypto world expands and grows and we do more research and I find out how cool projects are, this piece of the pie keeps getting smaller. And
nothing in cash? Zero?
No, I literally closed my savings account.
Why the hell would you
I told you, man, I'm not paying $15.
That goes against every single, what happens if something comes up? You got to replace your AC unit.
I asked you to borrow money like I normally do.
Which I have cash, and that's how I can lend you money.
And then Antonio, hola! He says, no dry powder, question mark.
Yeah,
Now,
that's what
here's
I'm
the thing.
saying,
My
bro.
dry powder is not in cash, it's in stable coins, which is part of that orange piece of the pie.
Right.
And like I said, man,
good save,
Hey.
Robin. Good save.
hey, I'm just saying, I'm not holding everything
What
in.
what a terribly balanced portfolio, man. I'm sorry. This is a terribly balanced portfolio. What are you going to do in a bear market when 70% of your portfolio is done?
I'm gonna wait 4 years and it comes back and your boy gonna come back nice and strong, baby.
You got no dry powder on the side. Yeah, you say stablecoin BS.
I do. I've been using a lot of my stablecoin to get into Ethereum. I was hoping to get a little bit more Ethereum at a cheaper price, but
Forrest
you know
likes-
what? My average buy on Ethereum as of lately was my average buy was at I think $1,200 or like $1,150 somewhere in there. $1,200, $1,150.
All right, chat. What do you, if you were to rate Robin's portfolio on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst portfolio allocation you have seen, 5 being the absolute best, please rate it. 1 through 5. 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. Put a number in there.
Crypto Stackers. Forrest says he
Zero
loves
cash,
it.
he
Zero
loves
cash. Yes. I have
guys are so
powder.
wrong.
I have cash. Just it's not in the fiat form.
Such BS.
And I'm not joking. Literally, how many times have I asked you for money when something happens? I'm like, hey David, borrow $1,000. I'll give it to you. I got an ACH.
Someone's gotta hold some
I got an
cash.
ACH out of the exchange. It takes 2 to 3 days.
And that's where you're
That's
All
a dead ass serious too. Also, Para Droids, hola, welcome, Sin City Crypto, and Antonio as well, hola.
All
Oh, I
right.
already said it.
Now let's look at a more balanced portfolio, guys. Okay, so this is David's portfolio.
You're
Rocco, you wanna-
60%. I think. Hold
Right,
on,
shut-
man.
Let me go through my stuff. Let me go. Let me.
All that flack
Did I
you gave
interrupt
me.
you when you went through everything?
All that flack you gave me about
Did I
my.
interrupt anything? Rocco, make it
I
full
didn't
screen.
even see the change on the graphics.
There's a change.
He
Trust
was
me.
over here putting me on blast
Rocco,
for having 70% crypto, and he over here with a 60%.
Rocco,
Yes.
expand the chart for me. Thank you, sir.
You're
So
a
I
lot of-
got
It
60.
doesn't spend the portfolio, it spend the chart though.
60% will be in crypto and Bitcoin, 10% in real estate, 15% in the stock market, 5% in gold, 7.5% in cash, and 2.5% in long-term bonds. 2.5%.
Wow, that's a revolutionarily different idea than I had. Wow.
You have no money in cash.
It's like Warren
You
Buffett
need
without a
cash.
crypto.
You need cash. Gold, 5%. You have 10% in gold. You have 10% in the stock market. And when I put stock market, I'm talking blue chips, Amazon, Google.
I'm straight up S&P
Tesla.
500. S&P 500 is the only stock I own.
Well, guess what? All those companies I listed are in the S&P 500.
What?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
No.
So guess what? when everything's tanking, I have 7.5% in cash that I can deploy to any of these other charts to make any of these other slices to
Amazing.
make them bigger.
You are a financial guru.
This, I'm not saying it's the perfect portfolio, but it damn sure beats balancing this.
That's a, see that okay.
Like,
The way I look at it, okay, is that if I'm gonna eat
Bro,
some, if I'm gonna eat some
90% of
pizza,
your money-
if I'm gonna eat some pizza, look, I got equal slices up in there, and then I got a big ass slice for you. I roll into a calzone, baby. I'm just saying. Like,
All right. So Robin, you're getting love on your portfolio. All right. Rate my portfolio. 1 being the worst portfolio for the next 10 years you have ever seen. 5 being the absolute best you have ever seen. Rate our portfolios. Please let us know. We're curious what our community thinks. Rocco, what do you like? What if you had to pick one of these, Rocco? Which one would you pick?
You gotta pick one of the.
You got to pick this, or you got to pick this. And that's not working the way I spoke. Okay, this is Robin's. This is David's. Okay,
they're like almost the same thing.
they're
That's
not
what I'm
almost
saying,
the same
man.
thing. You have
That's
not.
like
You
that's
have
like
zero
that's like
in
trying
cash
to
and
trying to say
bonds.
which one is better.
You have 10% in gold.
It's
I
like
have
trying
that
to
extra-
say which one is better. The traditional Cheez-Its or the Parmesan ones?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
There's not a big difference.
Flavor
They
matters.
both
The
taste like
portfolio
cheese.
depends on this. Okay, so if you're somebody that has $100 million on there and doesn't want to use cash because you're gonna lose money by keeping cash.
But cash can include treasuries, U.S. treasuries.
Now, if your portfolio is only $100,000, then it would make
Let the man answer the question without you
By the-
interrupting.
By the
him.
way, hold on, real quick, Rocco. Hold on,
I
hold
smell
on.
where he's going. He's going with my
I
portfolio.
know. Hold
bro.
on. Before you continue, guys. By the way, we don't have a camera on him, but the man speaking is Rocco. He is our master producer, part of the Sin City Crypto team. Say hi, Rocco.
I'm right here.
We're working on getting my webcam, so hang with us.
I'll have one by the end of the week. Rocco, we
guess
got
what
one
we
coming
need
for
to
you.
buy a webcam? Cash. Okay, Rocco. Sorry to cut you off. Continue.
You can
my
buy a
friend.
webcam
No,
on
we're done,
Shopify with crypto.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
No, that's it. That was my. It depends on your portfolio, then what you need, and what you have to do with your money. If you have $100 million, you don't want to have cash. But if you have $100,000, you want to go. It's different. You need the cash for the day.
I disagree with you. You want cash if you have more money.
I don't think so.
The Treasury secretaries are far outweigh any dollar
What
in
I'm
existence.
hearing here is the studio here disagrees with you. But you know what I don't disagree with is the thumbs up button. So if you'd like to
I'm
help
gonna
support our
literally
channel,
break that stupid ass thing before we leave this place.
drop a like on the video.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. That was good. That was
Also, hey, before we move on, I meant to give a shout out earlier, but I've been in communications with Alex Lorenzo.
okay.
And he has a YouTube channel. If you haven't seen, he's got a thing like 250,000 followers. Anyway, pretty big channel. We had met him down in Bitcoin Miami. We exchanged numbers. He reached out to me. He's a big fan of the show. He says he likes what we're doing. Gave a lot of insight and good advice. So, dude, just want to give a thank you and a shout out to Alexander Lorenzo. Really cool guy. If you guys haven't checked him out, go check him out. Thank you, brother. All right. So, talking points?
No.
No.
I'm gonna say something, but I forgot. Yes, talking points. All right, so this isn't an article, but I want to share this with you guys. Okay, this is Representative Tom Emmer. They had a financial oversight meeting, okay, which he sits on, and there was one person missing as they were talking about digital assets and securities. It was the commissioner himself, Gary the Gun Gensler. By the way, if you're a member of this channel, put Gary's emoji in there. If you're not a member of this channel, you want to support this channel, you can subscribe to be a member. The description is in the link. Sorry, the link is in the description of this video. So this is him talking to an executive at the SEC who is not Gary Gensler. And just listen to what he says, okay? There are people on Capitol Hill that are in our corner, okay? All right, let's play it.
Chair Gensler ever directed you, or to your knowledge, asked any of your colleagues to make it a bloodbath for companies who don't respond to a sweep letter, which are voluntary?
No, that's not happening.
Interesting. We've become aware that Chair Gensler has in the past directed the Division of Enforcement to send a sweep letter to a particular sector of the crypto community designed to jam them into a violation that is allegedly unconstitutional. And if any company does not respond to said sweep letter, which I'll reiterate, as you've said several times, are supposed to be voluntary, then the SEC would make it a, quote, bloodbath for them. If true, I imagine such a tactic would significantly erode trust between the public and the SEC. Here's the problem. The SEC isn't interested in clarifying what areas of the crypto industry fall under SEC jurisdiction. We know that because FinHub, that you've referred to, the SEC division focused on crafting crypto regulation, has essentially dissolved under Gensler. Nonetheless, while abandoning good faith attempts to clarify how the Commission's existing authority applies to digital assets, the SEC is hell-bent on expanding the size of its crypto enforcement division and using enforcement to unconstitutionally expand its jurisdiction. Under Chair Gensler, the SEC has become a power-hungry regulator, politicizing enforcement, baiting companies to, quote, come in and talk to the Commission, then hitting them with enforcement actions and discouraging good faith cooperation. Understand, sir, there is a new day coming. Thank you. I yield back.
Yes. Man, that was gangster. And we're talking a representative that is a lawmaker that is plugged into Capitol Hill.
I got a question, man.
What?
What was that guy's name?
Tom Emmer.
Tom Emmer looked like he had a Shiba Inu lapel on us.
I don't care what he had.
Look at his jacket. Tell me that. Pull it up. Look at the man's jacket. Is he wearing a Shiba Inu pin? That looked like a Shiba Inu pin, bro.
So stupid.
I'll tell you, bro. The Shib army is is infiltrated Congress, bro.
The SEC might be after us, right? And when I say us, I mean the crypto community. But there are people, yes, they are few and far between, but these voices will keep getting louder. The amount of people that will back us up when it comes to regulation, people like Gary Gensler, who are trying to essentially halt the expansion of crypto and for it to be adopted as a whole in the country, those people are going to grow in number. And so we need people like Tom Emmer who can see through the BS. And we've heard time and time again, Gary Gensler out there saying, come in and talk with us. Come in and talk with us. And then we hear from a representative of the House in the US that they're doing this to bait people in there and then to slam them with some BS. So we know what's happening. Gary Gensler needs to go. And
here's my question. And I think we've discussed this several times. If you have a decentralized platform, I mean, you can even take the most centralized chain out there in the top, say, 20. Let's say Solana, for example. Let's say Solana wanted to come down and register as security. Yes, they can turn on and off the network, but essentially the code is written. The tokens are distributed, and the chain runs proof of stake, right? And so how do they go in and register as a security and fundamentally change what they have? How can you ask Bitcoin to come in and register as a security? They have no representatives. Even if you were to have Vitalik essentially does not control Ethereum. And so when Gary Gensler comes out and says, come down and register as a security, who you sending, Bitcoin? That's what I want to know, first of all. And what the hell is Vitalik going to do? He wrote it and he launched it. And if Vitalik wants to personally change the Ethereum network, he has to make a proposal just in the same way that anybody that in the Ethereum network would make a proposal. So if I hold Ethereum and I want to make an EIP proposal, I am no different than Vitalik. Now, maybe Vitalik has a little bit more influence and maybe, more people will maybe vet his EIP proposal, but it's voted on. He doesn't decide ultimately the course or the direction of the chain, the community does. And so my question is, who the hell is supposed to fill out the paperwork? Who fills out this paper? Because when you file as a security, you go down there and you're like, hey, CEO here, public records, we're going to divulge that here, profit and loss here. There is no profit and loss. There is no, it's a software program that lives on the internet.
This is why
it doesn't fit in that box.
It doesn't fit in any box. So create a new box. I've been saying this and you keep pushing back on me, bro. It doesn't fit 100% in the SEC. It doesn't fit 100%. Create a new digital asset oversight committee or something. Something that can be tailored to cryptocurrency as a whole. You want to take stable coins out of it and have the Treasury department? Fine. Commerce? Fine. But everything else,
we don't need another department.
So we don't need
a crypto department.
You're just trying to fit. You're trying to fit a rectangular peg into a square, into a circle box. You were the kid that had those little shapes Oh, the star's not going into the rectangle. I wonder why.
No.
Create
But
a
you
star
know what
one.
does fit in the
What?
square box? The circle one does. The circle one will
No,
slide
it
into the square
doesn't.
one. The square one won't slide into the other
No,
one.
dude,
And if,
seriously,
if the
man.
square
Okay,
one
honestly.
is the stocks, I'm just saying.
You're
then-
proving my point. You're saying they can't do what you want them to do, SEC, CFTC. They can't do what you want them to do either. So create a whole new freaking division. You have so many of them. You have so many of them. Why can't you create one? Or
Okay,
what Kevin O'Leary
because-
says is the next sector of the stock market.
Should they create a new real estate section for NFTs that live in the metaverse? No.
But it fits.
No.
but it
What
would
I'm
fit
saying
into-
is that you know what?
Oh my
Certain
God,
aspects
dude.
of crypto can be regulated in a certain in
swear
a
to
different
God.
area, bro.
You have this complex about you where like even if I make a great point, you just can't.
You
agree.
made a terrible point. That's
Why
why,
is
I'm
it a
over
terrible
here.
point?
Because you can
Why is
regulate
it a-
crypto because there's certain aspects of crypto that trade like stocks. There's certain aspects of crypto that trade like commodities or that represent commodities. There's certain aspects of crypto
They
that
can't work together. The Congress can't even work together.
you
They're
think-
in the same room. You want the CFTC to work with the Treasury, to work with the SEC, to work with the Commerce, to work with
that's what the government does.
But that's not. They can't.
That's
Because
what the
one
real-
department wants this, the other one wants this. They can't agree on shit. And by the time something gets passed in the Senate and then the House and then the president signs on it and then they try to add their bullshit stuff in there, we're never gonna get anything. And it's holding the market
So you're
back.
saying that regulating crypto and breaking down into its components and putting it into categories that it naturally fits in is not a good idea because the government doesn't hold crypto in its best interest. That's what you're saying.
the government can't even work
But
together with
okay,
the House
okay.
and the Senate.
No, stop,
want-
stop,
you want-
David, stop. So if you're saying they can't correctly break it up.
No, they can't.
Okay, so you think they're going to do an all-star job making an entirely new department and then that they're not going to mess up and that they're not going to screw up and they're not going to have the interest messed up. You don't think you think that they're going to create a new department and it's going to work flawlessly?
Nothing is going to work flawlessly when
There
it comes
you
to
go.
government. But what's a better choice? You got Gary Gensler, who wants more power. You got the Treasury Secretary, who wants more power. You got the CFTC that wants more power. You got Democrats that want to get rid of it. You got Republicans that want to adopt
Let me
it.
ask you a question.
What?
If you have a token and you personally think it's a security and the mass public think it's a security, has all the representations of a security, and you do agree there are some cryptos that are pretty damn similar to security, right?
Yes.
Do you think it's correct that one would be regulated by the SEC? They probably. Now, if I were to say, hey, Bitcoin is like a commodity, don't you think maybe the CFTC should regulate that one? What would be your answer? Yeah. So there you go. You literally.
It's a broken system. You're gonna and
The
you're
system
gonna keep
works.
seeing a pull and push and pull. This one wants to bring it more to their side. The other one says, no, it's on my side. And then now you got to figure out a way to meet in the middle. And then no, but this one part of Ethereum is a security.
That's
so we're
how
gonna list it as a
every
security.
industry works. You look at real estate, you look at banking. Banking, there's no department of banking as an example. You know what? The parts there is not a department of banking. You know what? Banking is regulated. The parts that fit into the FDIC is there. The parts that offer stock options is there. The part that offers checking accounts and savings accounts go to another part. There's mortgage-backed loans that goes into the mortgage and loan department. And so each facet of that industry is regulated by a different sector. And you can break it up into its components. And I don't understand why you can't do the same with crypto. And if the parts of crypto trade like a commodity, then let the CFTC regulate it. If it's an investment and you're doing an ICO basically, which is exactly the same as an IPO, then have the SEC regulate it because that's what they do with IPOs. Like, just let each sector fall into the category that it's comparable to.
All right, let's go back to normal.
Yeah.
Let's move on. It was
All
a
right.
good one, nice and juicy. Okay, to be
I
continued.
don't
To be
understand the pushback, man. I just don't get it. Anyways, let's move on. This was in the title of our video, so we don't want you to think we're clickbaiting you. But the UK Treasury. Now, before I read this article, let me preface by saying it was late last week or early this week, a couple days ago, where we talked about the UK and US are going to align on their regulation of cryptocurrency, okay? Keep that in mind as I'm going through this article. UK Treasury unveils plan to regulate stablecoins and financial services and markets bill. The UK unveiled its financial services and markets bill in Parliament on Wednesday. Stablecoins and so-called digital settlement assets would be regulated as a form of payment in the UK. The Treasury said, quote, in fostering these new innovations, the bill will also enable the creation of financial markets infrastructure sandboxes, allowing firms to test the use of new technologies and practices in financial markets, increasing efficiency, transparency, and resilience on new products. Wow. So might not seem like a big deal, but what you're essentially doing is you're adopting stablecoins as a means of payment, as legal tender. You're adopting not Bitcoin, but certain cryptocurrencies that are meant to be used for payment, like AMP, Flexa, I believe Nano, their major utility is payment settlement. You can throw maybe XRP in there. I'm just saying, but definitely stable coins. Now, imagine being able to go to a store and paying with stable coins instead of having to pull the money out, sell it, pay capital gains taxes on it. You can store all your money in Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever the case may be. And if you got to pay for something, you don't got to be Robin over here, wait for the ACH to hit your account. You can literally just convert it into a stable coin and use that to pay.
You leave my ACH out of this.
No, like this is big and it's in the UK. But again, UK, US already talked about being on the same path when it comes to regulation.
No.
If this passes, guys, this essentially means stable coins and certain cryptos will be legal tender in the UK and in the future in the US. Super bullish.
Are we talking about the was it the BNP bank today?
No, yeah, we are. That's the next article.
Cool.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is huge. This is legal tender. And although it's not Bitcoin, so it's not making all the headlines. But guys, to be able to use stable coins in an entire country, in an entire economy,
I'm
anywhere
telling
you go.
Outside of autocratic regimes, so if you remove these dictatorships that basically say, hey, crypto is not good. And your biggest autocratic regimes, Russia, China, North Korea, pretty vocal against the adoption of cryptocurrency because they see in their current model, which is the fiat system, their monetary system.
Especially stable coins, because they're all linked to what?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. But in these autocratic regimes, they are pushing back on cryptocurrency adoption. And so I know we've talked about at length the negative aspects of a CBDC. And you know what? In these countries that encourage free market here in the U.S., and particularly the U.S., but also around the world, with Europe as well, and UK, you can pass legislation for KYC and all this, but these countries are not banning stablecoins. The U.S., I'm sorry, they will not ban a stablecoin. They're not going to completely ban stablecoins. Do you think they'll ever completely ban stablecoins in the U.S., David?
No.
Okay. So with that said, this premise behind a CBDC will destroy the fabric of America and just destroy all your freedoms. If you have a free market, let this sink in. If the government decides to pay you or send you money, let's say you get your tax return in a CBDC. Say they're like, hey, you know what? Instead of when I decide to when I decide to file my taxes, what happens when you file taxes, David? You wait like 3 weeks for your tax return, right?
Correct.
Now, wouldn't it be nice if you filed your taxes and you got your tax return in 5 minutes
How do you know you got to return? What if you got to pay? Then you got to pay in 5 minutes.
No, but you know right then and there.
I know what I'm saying. But what if you're on the other end and you got to pay? Now
Yeah.
you
Well,
gotta
anyways,
pay in 5
you're
minutes.
waiting. So I'm just saying that with efficiencies in the payment system and in our current what is it, like Swift system? I don't know what the IRS uses. I'm sure they use a lot of intermediaries.
I'm sure it's outdated for sure.
But what I'm saying is, I just imagine that you could get your money directly through a CBDC instantaneously after you file for your tax return. And then on top of that, let's just say you're like, yo, CBDC is the devil. I don't want to mess with it. I personally don't want a CBDC. But if we have a free market,
You don't want a CBDC?
no, I was saying,
neither.
I mean, personally, I don't
Yeah,
want it in my wallet. But if you're going to pay me, you're going to give me my tax return to CBDC, cool. Oh, yeah, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And if we have a free market and we both agree that they're not going to ban stablecoins, then at any point in time, I could take the CBDC issue from the government, and I could just sell it and buy USDC. Or I could buy Tether. And then from that point on, I wash my hands of that. Now, you want to transact on it, then cool, yeah, you go do that. Use the CBDC. Like, you know what I mean? Go have fun with it. Go get watched and tracked. In the same way that on your iPhone, you could sit here and be like, allow data tracking. You could be like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you want to do, then so be it. If you don't want to participate in that data tracking, you go off board on it, straight up. And so this whole narrative that CBDCs will destroy the world irritates me, because if you live in a free market that doesn't ban stablecoins, you can exit that position at any point in time. And now, like I said, this excludes like regimes that ban stablecoins. I just don't think it's going to happen in America. I don't think it's going to happen in the UK. And so if you see the UK getting behind stablecoins, it doesn't matter if they do a CBDC. Stablecoins are here to stay. Crypto's here to stay. And you know what? The central banks around the world are starting to look at crypto and be like, hey, man, save us a lot of money using this thing.
But
Imagine for the unemployment when it was, back in 2020.
look,
People wait for months.
I agree. And there is some really, really good use cases for CBDCs. But the flip side is just as bad.
But
It's just as bad.
But what I was saying, but do you not agree? Everything that you're saying that is bad, you can literally just exit your position and buy stablecoins.
If you are lower class, even lower end of the middle class, then you could become a slave.
How?
To the if you're on welfare, if you're getting your tax returns, if you're on unemployment, you can
Okay. Do you agree that if you go get food stamps, that you should only buy food with it?
Correct.
So if they have a CBDC where they issue you food stamps in a central bank digital currency, and you're only allowed to buy food with it, you don't think, okay, what about for the welfare income, the WIC program, where they give you money for your kid, where you can only buy milk, eggs, and cheese? You don't think that's...
Yes, and
if
that's
you
part of the basket of good things,
If you file for
Robin.
those programs, then so be it. But if you decide to send me money, then I sell it and I buy stable coins. That's it. I don't understand what the problem is.
What if you can't, though? What if you can't?
But what I'm saying
they can put
is, in our country, in the United States, they will not tell you can't spend money that you earn. If your tax return,
if they pay you in CBDC, they can.
How is that any different than what we have now? If they give you WIC money, you can only spend it on baby stuff.
If you have a CBDC, you essentially have a account at the Fed, which only banks.
It's a token that uses the Fed's backing. That's all it is.
No, it's an account from the Fed.
Okay, but so you're telling me that you can't sell it to buy stablecoin. That's all I'm asking. Can you buy it?
They can do that. That's what I'm telling you. They can do that.
Then what's the problem?
They can say you can't spend this money and sell it.
So you're saying that they're going to only let you use the CBDC as you're not allowed to sell it. That's what you're telling me.
I'm saying it's in their basket of what they can do. And that is a possibility.
So you think the United States
practically do I think?
So
I don't know, because I do not trust the people running our government. I just don't.
David,
don't.
I'm
And you
not
can call
saying
me
that
a-
politicians are corrupt. I get it, but at no way, shape, or form do I think the
all
United
about
States.
power, bro.
I do not. I firmly believe, and I adamantly believe, there's going to be no point in time in the future of the United States of America where the government's going to give me money and say I can only buy X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry, we don't live in that country. We live in a free country, and I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court would stand behind your constitutional rights and your freedom of speech and your freedom of expression, that if they decided to, if you earn some money, if you earn wages.
There's no freedom of spending money, Constitution.
No, I can no, I'm just saying it's a form of expression. And your freedom and your rights are guaranteed by the Constitution. And my freedom to take my wages and spend it on what I want to is protected by the fundamentals of this country.
But they won't be your wages.
Why? Okay, you're talking like we live in China. I'm just saying, here in the US, I don't give a fuck about their CBDC and what they could possibly do. Here in the United States, the government is not going to tell you you can only buy this with the money that you make. The government doesn't pay you. You make your own money. The only time they pay you is Social Security.
If you get a CBDC, that's the government's money. That is the government's money. That's the whole point.
And what I'm saying to you is that you truly don't believe you can sell it and buy a stable coin.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I asked you earlier. I said, are they going to ever ban stable coins? Your answer was
no.
Okay. So then at what point can you not? Okay. If the money that we use in the country is a CBDC, if they don't ban stable coins, you have to be able to buy it. Otherwise, it's illegal, right? It's either you can buy it or it's illegal. It's one or the other.
That's assuming that CBDCs
Are illegal.
cash is gone. No, that's assuming CBDCs are the only form of.
What doesn't matter? Even if it is, even if it isn't.
We should do a video on this.
What
This
I'm
is a very
saying
long. We
is
can
that,
spend the
like,
next 20 minutes talking about this, but we're not going to. So,
You're making it sound like a CBDC is absolute complete control from top to bottom and do whatever the f you want. And at theory, yes, it is.
It can be.
Yes,
it can be.
And if the political regime at bay, that the government that issues it, if they truly wanted to, they could. However, it would have to be in line with the laws that are in place and what is already here. And I'm sorry, but in the country we live in, it won't happen. You can't even pass a bill. You can't even propose
They
a bill
were firing people for not getting a shot a year and a half ago. Why do you think we're in this mess we are in right now with the transportation world and flights getting canceled and no pilots? Why do you think that is? Slowly begins, my friend. It's all about power. You look at people like Gary Gensler, a freaking representative of the U.S. Congress said so. Power. They're power hungry. You don't think on a grander level, when it goes all the way to the top, they're power hungry? They are. Let's move on. BNP. So I know French. I think the S is silent. BNP Paribas. Looking into crypto custody services. French banking giant with $13 trillion in assets under custody could be interested in developing crypto custody services for its own clients, partnering with Medico, which also partnered with Citibank previously. Now, BNP Bank is the second largest banking group in Europe and the 9th biggest in the world. $13 trillion in assets, that is a lot. And Medico is a Swiss company specializing in digital asset custody for mainly institutional clients. I don't have much to say on this. You guys already know my stance on this. And if you're not and you're new, my stance is if we want massive retail adoption, your neighbor, your mom, your dad, your boss, who's not 100% diving into crypto, you need large banks to offer crypto custody services. Now, for us who are deep in the game, who understand crypto, we believe self-custody is the best way. But you got to remember, the average Joe isn't going to want to go buy a hardware wallet and keep track of their seed phrase and password and make sure they have the right address, and Ethereum tokens have to go to this address. It's not practical right now. So for us to see the adoption we want, we're going to have to see stuff like this happen. Very bullish, Rob.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I don't want to short sell what this company, what this bank is, man.
Yeah.
This is a huge player.
Huge.
I mean, this is on par with Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America. I know those are names that we're familiar with here in the States, but you're talking about one of the biggest players being like, hey, we're going all in on crypto, because that's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you're custodying, you're offering the services. You're going to offer a wallet service. You're going to offer, because you naturally would, right?
Yeah.
And in the same way that you might, I don't know. I was trying to think of a good analogy, good comparison, but
You're pretty good
just naturally, if you offer custodial services, at some point that's going to morph into connecting your native wallet that's in the bank to use as a form of payment. Because obviously it's not ideal to take your crypto out of your checking account, move it to a private wallet on the side, transact with it. So the same kind of system or direction that you have with your checking account and perhaps a Visa debit card, the same can be said when it comes to a bank. You can have your crypto account, and instead of removing the transact, you get a form of transaction method that is tied to the account. So instead of it being a Visa debit card, perhaps it's an Algorand hardware.
You think Algosaurus is going to pop in?
Probably will. But you know what I mean? It could be a card powered by Algorand.
Yeah.
And so maybe and it could even use all the same fundamentals that you would have with a credit card. So just think about this. Think about a world where you have a card in your wallet, and instead of it having the Visa logo, it has the Algorand logo. I'm just using this because I know they're payment they're payment friendly blockchain, and anyways, I just want to use Algorand. So you have an Algorand card. So you have a card with a bunch of numbers on there or whatever, your name, and it has the Algorand logo. And you go into a store and they say, hey, we accept Algorand. And instead of putting in your card and their Visa card, you just do the tap payment or whatever it is with the Algorand card. And it comes directly out of your crypto account. And the same can be said when you send and receive money and payments. And you can replace the Algorand logo with the Ethereum logo, Polygon logo, the loop ring, whatever it is. And so I truly believe that's where we're going. And this is the first indicator of that. It starts with the major banks because that's where everybody transacts. Let's be real. If you leave your house right now and you go to the grocery store, you go to 7-Eleven, you go to Starbucks, how are you paying for your good? Through a bank, right?
Right.
And even if you got cash, where did you get that cash from? The bank.
According to you, though, you're not holding any cash, so.
Well, I still gotta.
Come on, do it.
What?
So
Okay.
even then, if you have a cash, no matter what, you're going through the bank.
Correct.
And so if you want to play with the big boys, you want to replace fiat system, you start with the banks. And that's where we're at, baby. We early, baby.
Let me and try to keep this short, okay? Because we're obviously running, and we're gonna go a little later today. So.
Oh, Bullish Kenny G has upgraded to a hodler.
Well, he did that a while ago, but he's also he's hit his 3-month mark.
Oh, it is 3-month mark. Oh, okay, cool.
Coach Kenny G, we appreciate you, even
Yes,
though
we
you're
do.
my biggest hater. I got love for you, bro. Okay, so I was watching a video, not sure which channel, but apparently in the terms of service, they're going to also be able to rehypothecate. So essentially, take your crypto, it becomes theirs, and they can lend it out, kind of like what you do with bank deposits. Would you be worried if it was at a bank of this magnitude, $13 trillion, who is regulated? Would you be concerned, Robin, like we did with Voyager?
No, because the bank
more
has so
safeguards
much
in place?
liquidity that even if the entire crypto arm went under, I think they'd still be fine. You always get bailout from the government. And so when you're, was it BNP, right? When you're BNP, when you're Wells Fargo, when you're Bank of America, when you're a big player, JP Morgan Chase, you're about to go under. You just give a ring to old Congress. Yeah, your boys are messed up.
Or you call
We gonna need a bailout. So,
Hey, seriously.
yeah, honestly,
There's more safeguards in place.
Now, if their exposure, see, the problem that we had with the cascading liquidations with like Celsius and Voyager,
They were
was that
stupid.
Well, yeah,
They were
there's
dumb.
that. But their exposure to crypto was 100% or close to it. And so when crypto went down, it was really, you know, what I mean, their whole business model went down.
There's tons of places that are 100% exposure to crypto, bro. It all comes
No,
down
but
to risk
what I'm
management.
saying is that these banks will never be 100% crypto. Or maybe they will in the far, far distant future.
they'll never
within the
do.
next 10, 15, 20 years, there's no way that they're going to be.
They'll never loan out 50% of their assets under management to one company for no collateral.
Well, no, actually, we did see that in 2008. There's a lot of uncollateralized lending.
Yeah, and that'll never
And,
happen again.
they
Never
never-
happen again. All
I
right,
don't
let's
know.
move
You
on.
know what? History repeats itself. It might take
it
a while,
won't
but at
after
some
that.
point, it will happen again.
Just like you're not going to see another real estate collapse like we did in 2008.
At some point, you will.
Not to that level, bro. All those
At
mortgage-backed
some point.
securities,
At some
all those
point. In the same way, you're like, we'll
Disagree.
never see a depression. We'll never see. Everything happens.
Yeah, but
over and over
that
again.
was like you want to talk about black swan? That was the blackest of black swans. Like that is like a once in a lifetime.
You know what?
Once in ever.
And you
event.
know what? They didn't even shake out the market completely. And you know what? They bailed out, man. And I'm telling you, you don't think there's going to be a housing market crash in the
There's
future?
gonna be a crash,
The future of
But
America.
to that extent, to
You-
what?
so you think that's the largest crash that will ever
Okay.
happen in the history
If you-
in the future of America?
how it affected the banks and hedge funds? Yes, I don't think we'll see
Who do you
that
think
again.
powers the home mortgages?
Bro. Trust me on this one, okay?
Trust you?
Trust me.
Are you a licensed real estate
Or
agent?
do your own research then.
I do
your-
research in the. Okay, there's one thing I've learned in research is that history always repeats itself.
What the banks did with mortgage-backed securities,
And you don't think the banks will ever do that
they
again?
can't. It's law. They can't anymore. They cannot. There's certain stipulations put in place by law now.
Okay, and you don't think they'll get around that and
Oh my God.
have inadequate and overexpose themselves in the future?
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk some Voyager. We haven't talked Voyager in a while. So the court approves Voyager to pay corporate cards, but clarifies the bar for interim relief. So again, when you file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, if you want to spend any sort of money, you have to get it approved by the judge. An emergency hearing took place Tuesday, and Judge Michael Wiles made it clear the firm will have to demonstrate significant need to be granted more of these motions. Today, the court dealt with a more immediate concern, whether the firm could honor its corporate credit card payments. Voyager hits up Judge Wiles and says, hey, man, we need an emergency hearing right now. Why? Well, what's going on? We need to pay off our credit cards.
What is going on right now? What?
This is how stupid this is. In its bankruptcy
He's like,
documents,
he's
hold
having
on,
a
let me, hold on.
conversation with
It gets
someone.
better. It gets better.
You give it that Red Bull early. That's your fault.
No, I gave him the Red Bull earlier. Apparently, I drank it. In its bankruptcy documents, the firm reported 5 corporate cards, but the counsel said today new information has come to light, and there are currently 24 cards. So when Voyager filed, they said there's only 5 cards. Well, guess what? There's 24 cards, 9 physical, 14 virtual, and a single card used for travel. Brex, which is the company that holds the debt of these corporate cards, informed Voyager to be shutting off the cards due to non-payment, but they agreed to reinstate if the balance was paid. So this is why Voyager asked for an emergency hearing. And the judge responded, I'm tempted to say no just because the motion doesn't come close to satisfying the standard in many respects. Instead of showing actual irreparable harm, it just posits that if you couldn't get something that you haven't even tried to get, then you might have a vague disruption that you can't put your finger on. That's not good enough, and in the future, I expect a more clear showing before I authorize anything like this. In the absence of objection, I'll approve this, but with great misgivings for the reasons I've stated. Robin, is it fair that Voyager is more worried about paying a credit card company than paying some of its users?
Well, the users are unsecured debt, and the credit card
But morally,
is secured.
bro, morally.
Here's the thing:
Morally.
you go okay. What is moral about a bankruptcy? I'm just saying, literally the premise of bankruptcy is saying, hey, I don't want to pay my creditors back. And I don't want to be held liable in the court of law. So literally, if you're going to talk morals, the whole premise and the backbone behind bankruptcy, in my opinion, is unfair and it's unmoral. So if you're going to say, hey, is it immoral and is it unfair that they're going to pay back this credit? That's literally what they're doing. They filed bankruptcy. If you personally file bankruptcy, do you consider yourself immoral? It's the name of the game. They're playing chess. You can't get mad or you got put in check, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're doing. They filed bankruptcy. The whole thing is poo-poo.
Oh, Judge, we need a hearing. We need to pay off our credit cards. What?
That's why you go to
God,
a bankruptcy
that pisses
court.
me off, man.
And, you know, you know what? You can be, you know, here's the thing. You can say, hey, you guys are stupid. You over leverage yourself. But I mean, I had family and friends that bought houses during the housing run up in 2008 or before 2008, and they overpaid. And then the adjustable rate mortgage crushed them on the back end. And then they short sold and got out of their position. And they put the debt on somebody else. Is that immoral? I think people are just playing business, bro. And unfortunately, the people that get burned are the retail investor in this situation.
The people who helped you make the money you made.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anything, man, it just shows you to, you know, be careful, man. Do your research. You know, because at face value, if you got a shiny app and people are like, oh, well, hey, they got a lot of tokens on here, well, it might not be enough, bro. Obviously ain't. Also, quick shout out. Hola! Crypto Nick. What's up?
I've been here before. Remember we talked crypto neck, crypto leg.
Oh, yeah, that's
crypto
right.
pelvis,
Crypto foot.
crypto arm. What, Rocco? What's so funny? What?
Yeah.
You laughing at me or Robin?
I'm laughing at both of you.
I was gonna do an Italy article. Scratch that.
Oh, okay.
Real quick,
Talking
not
about pasta.
Not, not an article we're gonna talk about,
Pasta
but
chain.
Crypto.com just got licensed to be able to offer services in Italy. So following Coinbase, Italy, the third largest economy in the EU. So
Marky
Italy's on the
Mark dropped $5 for a webcam fund.
Thank you.
What's up, Marky Mark?
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you,
I
Mark.
just want to say thank you.
You know, do we have the guest cam? Because I want you to see where Rocco's cam went.
Yes. Yeah, let's pull it up. Yeah, it's right there. Bam.
This empty chair is Rocco's old camera. So
Yeah.
the empty chair is more important than you, Rocco. Just
Yeah.
letting you know.
That's what
I said let's put it on him. And what did you say today,
Look,
Robin?
that's
What
how
did
we
you,
run
Rocco?
here. You
Rocco,
see that?
I swear to God, if you don't back me up on this, Rocco.
You see?
Who said let's put it on Rocco today? Who said that, Rocco?
You were.
And what did Robin say?
I said Eddie
We
said
may
he
have-
might
Eddie
come in
might
today.
be coming
in. Well, Eddie ain't here. My boy Rocco doesn't have a camera. You see, I'm constantly backing you up, bro. And you always just shit on me.
Hey, why don't you give a fist pump to our chair here? Yeah, there we go.
That's
Yeah.
me, the invisible man.
So, Rocco, we're getting you
That
a
was a great
webcam, all
movie,
right?
by the way.
Thank you, Mark, though. Thank you.
The Invisible Man was a great movie. Yeah, throw the Rocco emoji in there if you're a member of our
It was
channel.
an Aloe man.
Oh yeah, you're
one
right.
with Kevin
Hollow
Bacon.
Man, yeah. Kevin Bacon? Love bacon.
And the new one is even.
My son loves bacon. Do your kids like bacon? I know
I
kids
mean, who
get weird
doesn't?
sometimes.
You know
with
what? My daughter. Anyways, my daughter's mom is Israeli, so you know she tries not to eat
pork?
Pork makes an exception for bacon, though.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying that's how good bacon
Hey,
is.
yes, we got an upgrade, and now I can have a HD.
Oh, HD cam, huh?
Oh, now,
Andy, thank you for the super chat,
Thank
bro.
you,
We
guys.
appreciate it.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so
I love it.
you know,
guys are-
hey, I
man,
mean, bacon is
let me
amazing.
tell you something
Everything
about-
is better with
Let
bacon.
me tell you something about our community, man. You guys, like, on days where there's not a lot of big things to talk about, you know what gets me going is you guys. You guys are always
Hold on.
active. You're
I don't get
always
you
giving
going?
your feedback. You don't get shit going, bro. You barely can get my car going. What I'm I'm talking to our community here. You always have to interrupt
we
with
got
something
we got a
stupid.
ton of Rocco emojis up
You
in the
know,
chat.
unlike you, I have feelings. And I share my emotion with our community. And I just want to tell you guys, I love you guys. I hope you will stick around. We are doing big things here. And I want every single one of you watching right now to be part of that as we get bigger. And I promise I promise this channel will throw a large party when we hit a big milestone. We don't know which one yet, and we will have people down here with us, partying with us. It's going to be the most epic weekend ever. Mark my words. You can take that to the bank. Clip this out. I don't care. Take it to the bank. One last article, then we'll talk about OpenSea, and then we'll be finished. Rocco, pull up my laptop. Binance Bitcoin Holdings flips Coinbase amid insolvency rumors. The battle for supremacy among crypto exchanges has often come down to the amount of Bitcoin that they hold. And for the longest time, Coinbase has maintained its lead in the market when it comes to Bitcoin holdings. However, it looks like there is a new king in town as Coinbase's Bitcoin holdings have fallen. They are no longer the exchange with the largest Bitcoin balance. That title now belongs to Binance. You see this chart. This is Will Clemente tweeted this as well. But blue, Coinbase Bitcoin holdings. Orange, Binance Bitcoin holdings. And you see the death cross. Is Coinbase in trouble, Robin?
No, they'll be all right. They're also expanding abroad, so they're getting into the European markets. So they've been pretty much just running here in the U.S. And so with international expansion, I think they're gonna give Binance a run for their money.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think if Coinbase was smart, they kind of screwed themselves when they tweeted out their terms of service and how your crypto is theirs. What I like to see is one of these large exchanges offer some sort of insurance on people's funds. I think that'll settle nerves. I don't care what the cost is. If you got the money, do it. It'll be worth it. All right. We're not going to roll the intro here, but just some quick NFT news. OpenSea announces a Solana Launchpad NFT feature. Leading NFT marketplace, OpenSea has announced the arrival of its Solana Launchpad. OpenSea creators will be able to host new mints from top to bottom on the platform, which includes pre-mint, post-mint, and secondary sales events, will be all under their control. You know, there's a big competitor that's getting ready to hit the market in the next few months to OpenSea. That's going to be Ben from BitBoy. He's launching an NFT marketplace. From what we heard and talked about here in studio, which can't divulge this information, it is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. The stuff they're talking about doing, my God. I don't know how companies like OpenSea who have all this money haven't thought about it, but that's going to be a sight to be seen. I'm super excited, and I know you guys will be too once it launches. So, but don't got much to add to this. I feel like you're going to see more and more of this. People, the idea is when they, like YouTube, when they bring you on their platform, they want you to stay on their platform. And if you can listen to music and watch videos and ask questions and this and that all in one space and never leave, that is ideal. That is what OpenSea is looking to do. So yeah, Robin, you want to add anything else to this before we finish up the show here, my friend?
No, that's it, man.
That's it. Private plane.
That's my bedtime.
All right. Before we roll the outro music, Rocco, will you throw up our merch store here? Guys, we do have a merch store that is ran by our friend and our producer, Rocco. He's got a bunch of cool stuff on there. There is a separate Sin City Crypto collection on there. Super cool stuff. You can find this variation of this DGen shirt on there. Showed a backpack yesterday. Go check it out. If you're a whale member, you do get 10% off lifetime.
Can we get a Elvis Squirrel shirt?
Get anything we want.
Let's get a Elvis Squirrel shirt.
Here's the
Wearing
cool
a
thing,
Sin
guys.
City logo.
Rocco's always adding new things, and if you have any suggestions, please feel free to throw them out there. Rocco's amazing. The qualities are great. I know I just got, if you have a lady, they have ladies' sports bras and leggings. I don't know, leggings are, here's my wife. She's like, I want one of those. So
I think I'm going to order a sports bra for myself.
And on that note, roll the outro music.
Suit, if you like to
Roll the outro music. Friends, family, friends of family, family of friends, we thank you guys so much for spending your Wednesday, your hump day here with us at Sin City Crypto. To all the new members who found us, welcome to our Sin City Crypto Familia. We are excited to have you. Make sure you guys go back, watch some of the videos we put up there, especially the later ones. Really, really good. Also, if you're watching after the fact, make sure you subscribe. Come check us out, 10:30 a.m. Vegas time, Monday through Friday. We love you guys. Until next time. Peace.
Smoke on a new straw. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. She say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Said she ready for the next step, whoa, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lace. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I will pay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she want no boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA for our soul food. Gotta pay 1K for GA at my shows too. Keep a 1K with my fans even at my lows. Ooh. That's why I'm back. Show your man the things I've showed you. Tell your man how I used to hold you, but I won't hold you. Your new man is lame and all I spoke is true. Life won't smoke for you. That sadness comes with coping too. This madness come with shit that's overdue. You strong by yourself, nobody else holding you, but I ain't holding you. You the one I need when I'm off that perk or two. Hit that thing early, got you sleep like curve for you. All these lame ass bitches I curve for you. All these packs and pearls I burnt with you. It's up now, baby, it's stuck. They can look, but they cannot. They gon' hate, so I keep that tucked. All this ice on me like pucks. I work hard, don't need no luck. Only thing I need is my Glock. When there's bread, these birds gon' flock. When they dead, I let them rot. I ain't tryna leave you up, I said stop waiting. And I don't got time for these pussy fuckers playing. You gotta read between the lines that I am saying. Ain't got no time for no more bullshit conversations. Cause I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader.